Hey, this is Slice, the big slice of pie, if you don't know what the BSB stands for. And I seen this pop up on one of my favorite YouTube channels. That's the River TV. And I just had to comment on it because this is one of the biggest image of black women today. And that's the angry black woman. So let's get into it.
So what is it with a lot of, I said a lot of, many of them, not all of them, black women in the grocery store, you look them right in the face and you say hello and they act like you didn't say anything.
Black lady in the grocery store who did not speak back to you when you said, hey, please understand, sir, be glad that you spoke to her and not me. Because there is a black woman that will meet you with that fire.
Fire? What fire? You mean like a fire breathing dragon? Why? Why we just can't speak to each other? Just say a simple hi. Back in the day, and I know it's not back in the day, but hold on, younglings, I'm trying to teach you something. Back in the day, when we spoke to each other, it was out of solidarity. You know, black people had each other's back. That's what that meant is I'm with you. That's what it meant back in the day. And I'm not talking about, you know, BC. I'm talking about all the way up into the 90s that used to happen. Your grandparents still do that, as a matter of fact. And that's something that we need to bring back, solidarity in the black community and speaking to each other with respect, man and woman.
This man was posing the question of why black women don't speak to men when they're in the grocery store, which was interesting because it was a similar topic of conversation with Kevin Samuels, in which, you know, that conversation was basically of why women aren't smiling anymore.
Somebody told you to smile, and you said you were what, offended?
Yeah.
Why?
We're going to go ahead and get into the entire situation, the video, the feedback that he got from women on TikTok, and I'm going to give you guys my opinions on this entire situation.
I just want to make sure I didn't miss the memo. So what is it with a lot of, I said a lot of, many of them, not all of them, black women in the grocery store, you look them right in the face and you say hello and they act like you didn't say anything. Am I missing something, or is there a memo that I did not hear about? This is Dr. Dex. Remember, Dr. Dex.
So he's like, let me know if I missed something. Was there something going around on social media? Like, is there something that literally happened? Because, you know, based off of the color of his beard, the color of his hair, you know, I would assume that he is just talking about normal manners, right? Where you see somebody and you acknowledge their existence and, you know, you give them feedback or response that you've seen or heard them speak to you. And so as he's saying, he's like, did I miss a memo? Am I tripping? Like, let me know what the situation is, because obviously it's something that he is not used to experiencing.
A simple hello, not can I get your number or your Instagram? He probably don't even have Instagram.
I'm kind of used to, you know, doing a smile or, you know, saying good morning and hearing, you know, no answer. I'm kind of used to that. But there were women who actually ended up responding to his conversation, responding to his thought processes, and wanted to let him know what the deal is and why they are not, you know, responding to him in a certain manner.
Black lady in the grocery store who did not speak back to you when you said, hey, please understand, sir, be glad that you spoke to her and not me. Because there is a black woman that will meet you with that fire if you don't back your and stop talking to me. What the entitlement, the audacity, because you speak to me does not, I'm in the South too. Because you speak to me don't mean, oh, I have to, what? Men, do y'all agree with this? Women, do y'all, like, as a black woman, do I have to speak with you?
No, you ain't got to speak to nobody ever again. But it speaks more about who you are as a person. It speaks to your character. It speaks to the fact that you don't really ride for black folks like you say you do. You know, we only ride for black folks when we get angry about something. Other than that, we selfish. It's all about us as a black person. Like she said, you ain't paying my bills. Well, why I got to pay your bills just for you to speak to me? It's ridiculous. So no, you ain't got to speak to nobody. And that man that you want with the $1 million and 6 feet tall with the 6 pack of abs, he not gonna speak to you either. Because what goes around comes around. And when you show your attitude like this on social media, people all over the world start believing that black women are angry.
Why women do not say hello to them. And interestingly enough, these are the same women who say that they're the least protected, that nobody cares about them, that, society forgets about them, and, they're victimized in all these situations. And here we hear a man who asked a very simple question. It wasn't invasive, it wasn't aggressive, it wasn't disrespectful. It's not that he was trying to holler at her. He literally said that he walked past a woman and said hello to her, and she did not respond to him. She acted like he never existed. Is that where we are as a community? That, a man who's just saying hello, good morning, who's just trying to be cordial, be friendly to a stranger, that you have to talk about the fact that you better be happy you tried that with somebody else and not me, because basically, you would have caught the pow pow, like over a greeting. And then when the conversation is, posed of how did we get this far as a community, when we were such a collective, when we were such a united front, when we were such a solid unit, and women tried to act like it has nothing to do with them changing their behaviors, these are the conversations that need to be pinpointed. Because what are you talking about? She asked the question, she's like, oh, so, do I have to say hello? Like, don't get it twisted. This is not like, oh, it's a force that you have to do this and you have to do that. You don't have to do anything. But it says a lot about you. It says a lot of the way that you are viewing the world. It says a lot of the way that you are viewing your male counterparts. If it is such a problem to you that person greeting you and being courteous to you triggers you and inflames you in such a, explosive way.
Explosive. And it's a shame that we just can't even say hi to each other, how you doing, without having a confrontation. I know that black people are probably the most hated. I don't want to say hated. I want to say the lowest on the totem pole. Let's put it that way. We are the lowest on any totem pole in the country. No other race can say they went through what we've went through and still are going through. In the workplace, when we get pulled over by police, that happens to black people in every city, in every state. No one gets it worse than us, not even the Latinas. And I know they getting it bad right now, but overall, in every city, Latinas don't get it as bad as we do. They see Latins as workforce. They see us as trash. But with all that being said, why we got to treat each other like that?
That's crazy. And that's why I said before that it reminds me of the conversation that Kevin Samuels had about, when he's talking to a woman about women not, being gracious or even having a smile when they are in public, or, when somebody gives them that friendly nod or whatever the case.
Somebody told you to smile, and you said you were what, offended?
Yeah.
Why? Why?
Because it's like, why is it such a demand for women to, well, especially for black women, to just always look a certain way? Like, why can't we just naturally be whatever we feel?
You got so I want to get this clear. Someone just says, "Hey, smile," and it's offensive to you?
I mean, for the most part, it just comes across as like demanding. And I'm not saying
demanding.
That I feel, yes.
Huh.
Like, what if I don't feel like smiling? What if I'm in deep thought? What if I'm listening to something that's
This is where we're at. We have civilized the world and done such a good job in first world countries to where women, in this case black women, are offended just to be asked to smile. It's offensive.
It doesn't come off as a question of asking or requesting. It's almost a demand. Smile, beautiful. It's like, can I just relax?
Well, how about this? How about if no one said a damn thing to you? What if every man just left you to fuck alone. Excuse my French. What if every man just left you alone? What if no black man said anything to you, just ignored you? Would that be better?
No, I'd be really sad, honestly.
Oh, so you want us to engage you the way you want to be engaged, but you don't want to engage us the way we like to be engaged. Makes a whole lot of sense.
And this is why I like social media, because people get on here and they tell their business. I don't know why they get on here and tell all their business, but men are listening. And men, being the leaders that they are, they make the adjustments. And we're starting to see those adjustments now, ladies.
On Date Psychology recently revealed that 48% of men 26 to 40 years old have not approached women in the past year, and 60% of men aged 18 to 25 said they haven't. In the entire dataset, 30% of men said they never approached a woman in person before. Ever.
They actually went into the reasoning behind these men not going and speaking to women. And I believe the list was scared of rejection, scared of like an HR response or being reported or Me Too'd in some way, shape, or form, not being successful, and just not feeling the need to walk up to women anymore was also one of the many answers that men gave on the list of reasons why they no longer approach women. So it's interesting out there.
Of the time, you would wait for someone to make the first move. It might be on the first date, it might be the third date, whatever. It could be the man, it could be the woman. But now, all my friends have noticed that the man has stopped making the first move. All my girlfriends are like, they're waiting. It's the third date, fourth date, a week later. He hasn't gone in for the kiss. He doesn't do any touching or anything. And I've asked my dude friends that are single, and they are like, you don't know where a woman's gonna go with that story anymore. I ain't touching nobody. And it sucks because the Me Too movement is so strong and so powerful for the people that need it, but it shouldn't ruin the maturity that we should have within intimacy and relationships.
Men are not approaching anymore, ladies. And back in the day, you used to go to the mall and get 4 or 5 phone numbers, go to the club, get 4 or 5 phone numbers. Well, them days are over. Men have made the adjustment. But I talked to a couple of the homies, the younger homies, back around 4th of July, and from what they're telling me, since I ain't been on the dating scene in a while, game still reigns supreme. Meaning if you got a mouthpiece, you can pull a number. But it's rough out there. And with the advancement of technology, men are dating now on Facebook, Instagram, or dating apps. They no longer need to approach women.
Fake profile on Tinder of just an average looking girl.
Yeah.
And we started just swiping on every guy. And everyone was a match. His phone started getting so many notifications that his phone started overheating and then wouldn't turn on.
Yeah.
It probably got up to a point of like 800 or 900 matches before the profile was shut down.
Wow, and that's an average-looking woman.
And
So
she's
imagine
average.
like an attractive-looking woman. I had a client who told me he used a photo of a tree as the first photo and still got like hundreds of matches.
Get to talk to girls now, even if they see someone, they might not want to approach you. I'm going to say something super controversial and you do not have to agree with it. But first and foremost, men don't go up to women anymore because you guys call them pervy, weirdo, and all this stuff. And you guys scream at the top of your lungs you hate men. So if men aren't approaching you, I can see why. Another thing, I also believe it's the way that you present yourself and how you carry yourself. A lot of you women in real life are really... I've seen you guys. You have like a stick of... the way that you guys look, the way that you act, and the way that you carry yourselves. I get approached 24/7 to the point where sometimes it's a little bit too much, even at the gym. But I also think it's because I'm always smiling and I'm very bubbly. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm the hottest because I'm not. But I'm sorry. I still get approached by dudes who, and girls say, oh, men don't approach us and they're scared of this and that. Probably scared of you and probably don't want you because I get approached 24/7. I don't struggle with that one bit.
Guys. But in a common space on a regular basis, or on a normal day when somebody's just saying hello to you and, like I said, being courteous, and he's noticing that other women from other backgrounds or other situations are more courteous and on a consistent basis, it's like, black women, when he's said hello to them, are acting like, why are you talking to me? Like, greeting with, or giving that face of like, who he think he talking to over just a hello thing. That is alarming.
Women shouldn't have to feel obligated to smile to black men. We're holding a lot of trauma. We're holding a lot of problems. Mental health issues.
Hold on. How old are you?
24.
I'm gonna say this one more time. I need you to pay attention. I need all black women to pay attention. The world does not owe you understanding or me understanding. If you have all this trauma, go seek professional help, because the rest of us do not have to suffer you.
Okay, it's easy to tell black women and black
Do
people
you not
in the
under
black community to get
whose
help,
responsibility is it to get the help they need?
but it's not available readily to our
That is
community that easily.
bullshit.
With the wealth gap growing, how many people
Whose
can afford?
responsibility is it to get the mental health they need? Who?
It is ultimately the responsibility of us to get the mental health that we need. But I'm letting you know that we are very underserved.
You can't make this stuff up. So you say we're underserved. You got to tell me that the therapists that already exist are overloaded. We don't go get help, ma'am. You say the traumas, if I accept them, then you got to do something about them. Because what about the traumas that the black man has to deal with? But we still have to get out here and be functioning people in society, contributing. You don't get to walk around and say, have a special victim status.
It's so ironic that, he's called so many things. I say it all the time on a consistent basis, that he just called out so many things and so many problems and holes. And that's why, as time is going on, even though he's no longer present in the physical, like, there's always ways or, places that we're going to be able to go back to his conversations and be able to pull from them and use them in the conversations that we're having, even, years down the line. Because, the truth cannot be overrode. Even if you didn't like the approach, you didn't like the feelings, the truth that was being spoken is something that is, undeniable. And even in that situation, when he's talking about, this young woman, and he's talking about the smile, and, it's up to you because you're on your own journey, if you are in a space that you cannot, function freely or normally around other people, that is going to be up to you and to your job and your responsibility to do the work within yourself. Now,
if you need help, it's up to you to get the help that you need. And if you're going through, mental issues and problems, well, men are going through the same mental issues and problems, but that doesn't mean that everybody needs to know that you're angry. It's only people should know that you're angry when it's time to be angry. And when somebody's saying hello to you, doesn't mean that now it's time to be angry because they said good morning. And why isn't the saying angry black men? They mainly only talk about angry black women. It's so bad that they have built a statue of an image of a angry black woman in New York. They built the Statue of Liberty to welcome people to America. What is this statue doing? Telling people don't speak to black women, beware of black women. This is a terrible look for African American women, for African Americans, period, in my opinion, but especially for African American women, because if this is the image that they want to keep portraying and they put a statue in New York City, what are other people going to think about black women? They're going to perpetuate this image of angry black women. And black women and sisters say, well, we want to date outside our race. That's fine. Date whoever makes you happy. I want people to be happy in their relationships, because that's the number one reason why I started this channel, is because I'm happy in my relationship. I want everybody else to have that happiness. But if this is the image of black women and other races are seeing this image, is that going to be attractive? Is that going to open up your opportunities with other races if they think all black women are angry? I don't think so.
Because of the way that, women are like, oh, men are beneath us, because of this whole feminist mindset and perspective, they are unable to have compassion, or even just, like I said before, common courtesy with a man because they do not see the value in him as a being or as a person. And, you know, a lot of times I feel like the only traits that women know of a woman is of a masculine woman, right? That's a fuse between the masculine energy and the feminine. And a feminine woman is nurturing. A feminine woman, you know, doesn't move around, you know, like a bulldozer, right? A feminine woman is compassionate, is nurturing, is soft, is, you know, courteous. And that's just by nature. You know, if a feminine woman is around and she sees, you know, a child or a person or whatever, she is easily prone to have compassion for them, just out of her nature.
I just want to make sure I didn't miss the memo. So what is it with black women in the grocery store? You look them right in the face and you say hello and they act like you didn't say anything. Am I missing something, or is there a memo that I did not hear about?
So since you asked if you missed anything, I'm going to go ahead and fill you in. I think a lot of women are tired. They are tired of men thinking that the slightest bit of politeness means that a woman is flirting with them. A hello, a how you doing, a smile. Women don't want to entertain men when they're grocery shopping.
I want to stop here for just a second. I'm going to let her continue. I think that there's context that matters. That man said a simple hello. I think a lot of women have a hard time understanding how to, you know, be able to have a conversation with somebody, even if you're not interested in them. Like, it's okay to have a conversation and respectfully decline and respectfully keep it moving and not have to worry. Like, in this public lit, you know, place, you don't have to engage. You don't have to be disrespectful. You don't have to be demeaning. You don't have to be rude. Like, you can just be courteous and let it be known that I was just saying hello and not let it go further than that. Like, you don't have to move forward. But if you already have this chip on your shoulder, assuming that this man wants something from you, even if he actually doesn't, to me, that sounds like you might have some work within yourself to where you feel that the only time that a man wants to approach you or have a conversation with you is because he needs something from you. That might be a you issue, not necessarily the truth of what's happening in your surroundings.
Oftentimes when they're at the gym, when she's working out, she doesn't want you to tap her on her shoulder while she has her headphones on and speak to her.
Now, this is moving the goalposts because we're talking about being in the grocery store and somebody saying hello. Now you're going to somebody physically touching somebody else and getting into their personal space and somebody trying to holler at her. That's two very different conversations.
When she's on a walk, just minding her business with her sunglasses on, her headphones, and her phone in landscape mode, she doesn't want to stop and talk to the shirtless man. Women understand that some men are only nice and polite to the women that they find attractive. So we're always very careful about how much attention and how much encouragement we give random men. They probably just want to get their groceries and be left alone. They probably just want to work out and be left alone. They probably just want to go on a walk and be left alone. Keywords, be left alone.
Y'all not together, but y'all together apart. I made it with pork and bean juice. See, for this, you gotta marinate it for 3 to 2 days. Yeah. Yeah, you marinate it 6. Yeah.
So do you use honey in your pork and bean sauce?
Oh, that's passe. We use molasses now.
What I think some men need to understand is not every woman is playing hard to get. Some women actually are.
Again, I think that this what the conversation that she's having would have more merit if these men were all trying to highlight this woman. But you have a lot of women who are delusional and believe that because a man is saying hello to them or because a man opened the door for them, that he's trying to get their number, that he's trying to highlight them. Like, men are very active, you know, on pursuit. Like, if they are trying to pursue you, you're going to know there's not going to be anything misconstrued. You're not going to be confused. You're not going to have to read between the lines. Like, if he's going to approach you, that's what he's going to do. And you have the right to be left alone. You have the right to, you know, not want to be bothered. You have the right. But at the same time, if you're now in a problem, if you're now in an issue and you now need help or assistance in a certain manner, and people are more resistant in helping you because they look at you in a space where you're more resistant to even just being courteous to somebody, you can't then complain about that. You give up the privilege to then be able to complain.
And that's what you're beginning to see, less and less men willing to help women, on the side of the road or help them with the groceries, hold the door open for women. You know, I still hold the door open, and I get some women that say thank you, but especially the young ones, the majority of them, they just walk right through like that's what I was supposed to do. Like it's just the attitude is crazy.
What? You can have it. You can have some manners.
Like I said, excuse you.
You can have some manners.
Like I said, excuse you.
You can have some manners.
Like I said, excuse you.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
How you doing? Man, you look amazing. Slow down, come talk to you real quick. No, thank you. Why you say no thank you for? Hold on, let me talk to you real quick. You good. I mean, you do look good. Hold on, let me talk to you real quick. I'm new out here. I don't do the bagging though, but you look amazing. What? I said I don't do the bagging, but you look amazing. Thank you. I'm not sorry to hear that. I don't see no ring on your finger. All right, though. Enjoy your walk then. Said she got a man. Sometimes you gotta respect that. Maybe it is good girls out here. Oh, shit, she walking back. And maybe it's not good girls. Y'all, switch up be crazy. It's hot outside, man. She about to sweat her makeup off. That's what she talking about. What's up? Of course it's me. You see me sitting inside the car, right?
I like that.
Oh, you like what?
So what was your name?
It don't even matter. You got your man, right?
It do matter.
Why it matter if you got your man?
Listen, like
Listen.
you said, I ain't got no ring on my finger, right?
It don't matter though. You got your man though, right? So you said it proudly, right? And I respect that. You know what I'm saying? You should be a good girl to go by your day.
That's a nice car, huh? And what car is this? Is yours? What's your name? I'm Tico.
I have a boyfriend.
You have a boyfriend?
Yes.
I can't get to know you? No. Where your boyfriend at? This his car?
No.
Man, I ain't trying to bother your pictures. You look good and stuff. That's why I came over here. No problem.
You just trying to talk to me.
All right, give me a sec. Give me a sec.
Like, you not gonna let me come in?
You wasting my time right now. I don't want to talk to you no more. That's the thing. You have a good one, though. It was nice to meet you.
What you mean? What you mean?
Oh!
This is crazy that men are making money off the stereotype of angry black women just by approaching them, recording it, and posting it. They're making thousands of dollars. The feminist movement has hit the black community the hardest. Other races of women don't complain as much as we see African American women complaining about the dating pool. At the end of the day, it's up to you, ladies, how you want to be portrayed. But my opinion is it doesn't cost you anything to say hello or have a smile. Subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll catch you.